Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Midheaven Podcast Live. Thank you for joining us on YouTube land on Hump Day. We are super stoked to be here. We just got done filming some more podcasts.
Yes, we did. And this is a great reminder that Hermes and Hades are back in the flesh.
We are back. We are very stoked to be here. We just got done doing a podcast that was all about Capricorn season.
And red flags.
And another one that was about red flags in the birth chart. So hopefully you guys enjoy that and do not get offended.
I know some of you think Capricorns are red flags, so we just had to, separate those two. But
I mean, they can be.
they definitely can be, but in the best of ways sometimes. So shout out to all of y'all. I see we got Hades, Blue Flame of God in the chat. We got Lilac Ocean. We got Rachel. We got Steven. We got Ashley. Shout out to all of y'all. Thank you guys for showing up. Shout out to Hera Zed, who's just joined level 2 because she knows her worth and she just recognized that level 2 is the move right now. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Kayla, who just said hey, who is also level 3.
Yeah, we want to give a special shout out to our members, people like Hera, Paula, Ramona, Jessica, and Kayla Ann. Thank you guys for making it possible for us to keep doing this. All of the donations and the subscriptions go towards cost of being able to keep this going. Hopefully you guys have been liking some of the stuff we put out there. You saw our eclipse video, the eclipse in Sag, and also the Venus retrograde video. If you guys have not seen that, make sure you check that out. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. We've got 1, 2, and 3 levels. So 1, you just get in and you support, which we appreciate. If you can't donate, no worries. Liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing helps us get out there. So even if you don't have any cash to spend, we still love you. We appreciate your support. Level 2, you're gonna get a shout out. Level 3, you're gonna get 1 reading once a month during our live shows, which we tend to do twice a month. Every other week when we're filming, we come on live, we hang out with you guys, answer some questions. So 1 card for $20, 3 cards for $40. And that's the perk of being a level 3 subscriber, is we're actually gonna read for you first. So if you are somebody who is level 3, like Paula, Ramona, Jessica, or Kayla Ann, and if you wanna get your monthly reading, let us know. We'll get you your reading. This is going to be one of what may be 2 lives. So we're going to be back in about 2 weeks. So it's important, if you want to get your reading, get it now. And also, you can join level 3 and get a reading too.
You can.
There's an idea.
You can.
You know,
you will.
Mike is not cheap to provide liquor for. He is drinking us out of house and home.
I am.
He also really likes cheese and crackers.
Oh my God, I had some baby cheese today.
He had never had a baby cheese. I'm like, here's a little baby Babel. And he was like, You know, it took some work. Some what? What did you eat?
Prosciutto.
Prosciutto. For those of you guys who aren't aware, it's prosciutto.
Prosciutto. Oh!
He likes shrimp too, though, and he really likes rum and eggnog. That's something else that we learned that Mike likes. Yeah, definitely catch up on those episodes. Jessica said she'll take it. Oh, can we? Hi, Mr. Soundman. Can we have some tarot decks? I forgot to grab them.
Is this my job now?
That's why you're here. You're a third man. Yeah. You're Oz. Thank you.
Oh, I got this.
I forgot to grab these.
I like this.
Oh,
okay.
For the pick a card reading. No, that's good. We'll do the pick a card reading 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
Those
this
will
is gonna be
stay
lit.
there.
This is lit. I like that.
I guess it should be the other way, but 1, 2, 3. So we'll leave it there
You're
until.
gonna pull from the top card.
Yes,
I love
we will
that.
pull it, but we will leave that there until
I'm picking pile number 2.
are ready for that time. Saturn Sag energy has me fucked up. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can only afford to do one, so maybe I move my Peace Dealer membership here.
Do it.
Country boy.
Do it. Do it.
Stealing from one to pay for another. Oh, man.
Oh, yes.
So nice to see everybody. Thank you guys for joining us. It looks like we definitely have Jessica Martinez and Kayla. Y'all want your reading for the month. Happy to do that. Let us know your question. Otherwise, you'll get a general reading.
Shout out to Colby.
Colby!
You walked into the greatest live of all time, brother. That's what you walked into.
How's everybody digging this Venus-Pluto energy? How is everybody in the definition of robbing Peter to pay Paul? I'll be Paul. No issues there. If it's your first time catching our live, I'm sorry. Welcome to the shit show. This is like the darkest, scariest point of the internet right here.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man.
Shout out to Angelique.
Nice to see everybody. Thank you guys for joining us. Woo. Prosciutto and cheese is the best. Oh, Angeli. It does suck. General is good for me. I'll take Jessica Martinez, and you can have Kayla. So I will do a general reading. Let me just move my wine, my sippy cup wine. Welcome to the internet. All right, so let's take a look at Jessica Martinez. 3-card reading for her general. If you guys would like to be able to... No, it's fine. What do you want?
Word.
Those of you guys who would like to get a reading, check out the QR code right up here. We're doing 1 card for 20, 3 for 40. Please be patient in the queue. We've got a couple people in the queue. Once we get through the level 3 readers, we will get to you. I can see we have Lauren and Rachel who are already there. If you buy a reading and your name is different on YouTube than it is on PayPal, what the fuck are you doing? Just kidding. I got him. Let us know if your name differs, obviously. Thank you very much, Ashley. We will be with you soon. Kristen said, I thought I was going to die in the depths of darkness, but I'm feeling better today. Good. It's been a rough week. Let's see what's going on for Jessica Martinez. 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to get Kayla when Kayla lets us know what she wants to know. There she is. So for Jessica Martinez, 1, 2, 3. Holy shit. What's going on in your life? You got 3 majors coming up. Obviously, we've got the Tower, the Devil, and the Temperance card. So those of you guys who are not familiar with tarot, there are 22 major cards, which are like, hey, look at this energy. It's important. So we've got the Tower reverse that comes up first, which is the energy of Mars. So it's talking a lot about clearing out, removing things, toppling things. Like the Tower is like the oh shit card that comes up. That's about clearing the decks and being able to start from ground zero or starting from scratch. Thankfully, when the Tower comes up right now in opposition, it's talking about the drama's already happened, the clearing has already happened, the removing, the toppling energy has already taken place. And now it's like you can kind of start from basics. The Tower energy makes me feel like really look at transits that are going on in your chart that relate to Mars, whether that's transit Mars, which right now is in Scorpio. It's been in the polarity point to the eclipse, so there's definitely been a lot of changes happening the last couple days. Or transits to your natal Mars in general. Pretty soon, Mars is going to go into Sagittarius and conjunct the South Node. Great time for cutting and severing bad habits. So if you feel like you're still in that, that's going to be happening pretty soon. The Devil card talks a lot about stuff pertaining to limitations or temptation or issues relating to Saturn. So whether this is transit Saturn, which is squaring with Uranus, this is very Saturn-Uranus energy. That's about breaking up old patterns and that it's like stifling in a way. The Devil card can be talking about also for you just breaking down bad habits and realizing the core of why they're coming up, or why they keep repeating themselves, or why you keep seeing this repetition and stuff that you need to clear out. Now, the other thing is that the Devil can literally be dealing with temptation, being tempted back. So it's saying now that you've got a clear kind of like deck, or you've got like a sense of being able to start over and move forward, when the Devil comes up with the Temperance card, it can be talking about literal bad habits, balancing something, detoxing, clearing something out, the need to heal something. Sobriety can be a theme, whether this is literal sobriety or this is like going on a detox or a cleanse or a purge or a man purge or a sexual purge, or taking kind of like a break from work and learning that everything needs to be in moderation and like not to overdo things. So I think of like overworking, over drinking, overeating, oversleeping, over worrying. Like there's this sense of this wanting to kind of be rebalanced and brought back into harmony. But because the Tower and the Temperance card are reversed, it's saying you keep seeing these patterns coming up because you haven't quite found your groove yet. So it almost may feel as if all of the lessons are coming hard for you right now, especially in the month of December. This is a Capricorn card. Jessica says, both Saturn and Uranus are in Sagittarius, natal man purge for me for sure. Yeah, but it's also like really being aware of who you share your energy with. That can be Temperance, of like the effect other people have on you, whether or not you're taking up with people who are confused, if they're dealing with drinking, if they're dealing with addictions, because a lot of it can be you sucking up and absorbing things from them. And certainly like the Saturn Uranus people in Sag, you're still kind of reeling and coming off of the heels of these eclipses that we've had. And you may be finding that there's some kind of like a pivotal turning point that's probably going to happen right around the full moon in Gemini later this month. That's closing out that cycle for you. So it's coming, but it makes me feel like there's still a need to kind of find balance and like not lose sight of what it means to be healthy, or what it means to actually break things off, because addiction in this sense can come in various forms. So if it's like not sex, it's spending, or it's overworking or overeating. So it's kind of saying that, you know, just be mindful of who you share your energy with, that you can almost be absorbing some of their bad habits. And because you're in such a state right now of being like, I am going to have a clean break, I'm moving forward, nobody's going to kind of bring me down or kind of like set me up for falling back into those old patterns. Take a look at who's around you. Mental health stuff around me, in Reiki work I had to cut back and focus on myself. Yeah, because you're absorbing things from other people. So one thing I would say is like working a lot with not overworking, being able to take a step back, rest, heal, recuperate, especially if you're a healer, you're in healing modalities. It's so important for you to really have that downtime, so that way you're really purging and clearing that out. Working with particular angels or deities for healing and clearing. And I would also say getting really structured, the Devil, with your Saturn work, and boundaries and energetic boundaries and things that relate to being like, oh, you know, opening and closing of energy can be helpful as well. Hopefully that's helpful for you, Jessica.
She went in. Jesus Christ.
I have a lot to say today.
Right, that's awesome. And I can't wait. Like we got the Scorpio Sun, Hades doing the reading. The picture. Ooh.
Oh, hello, demons.
All right, Kayla. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got for you. We got the Knight of Cups. Someone's spitting that game. We got the Eight of Pentacles reversed. And we also have the Magician. I like that. So, okay. this is twofold because the bottom card is the Queen of Swords. So with all these masculine cards, I feel like this is a man in your life. I don't want to say a boy. The Knight of Cups doesn't have to be a boy as much as like a very romantic individual. And then we have you as a Queen of Swords. So I'm going to interpret this in two different ways. These masculine energies are the masculine within you, and they may be mirroring a guy. Because we have you as the Queen of Swords. No nonsense, not playing around. I know you see the Magician and the Knight of Cups reversed, but I'm going to kind of play it this way where we do, of course, and let me just kind of flip this over for you. But we do, of course, have Knight of Cups, Magician, and the Eight of Cups. I'm going to kind of switch the order. And what I see here is a blockage that's going to be overcome because the Magician is talking about success. The Eight of Pentacles is talking about you have the inspiration, you have the feeling, you have the idea. The Queen of Swords is you as the focus. You legitimately are focused. Aqua Sun, there we go. And Aqua Sun is the queen. Like Aqua Sun women are high queens. So you are the Queen of Swords. And so you're very focused. But the Eight of Pentacles is, how do I do this? Like the Knight of Cups is like the artistic idea. I want to make an album. And then the Magician is, I put my album out. And the Queen of Swords is that focused managerial intent. That's like, okay, I'm going to wake up at 5. I'm going to record at 6. Like you're not letting anything distract you. But the Eight of Pentacles, Sun in Virgo, answers the question, how? You're like, how am I going to make this dream real? What are the steps that I have to do to actually bring this into reality? The good news is we have the Magician. So you're going to make this into reality, regardless of what this analogy applies to. And now if this is an actual masculine, this is someone who has the heart, but they're working on the work ethic. But they're not a fraud. They got the Magician here. They're just working on how to actually actualize this. And Kayla said, you actually want to do music. That's beautiful. This is why I feel like this is you as well. This is you kind of working through how you're going to bridge this intuition, but more so the Knight of Cups is so artistic. It's the Justin Bieber card for me. And
what?
Right, the Pisces, right? And the
Justin Bieber card.
Justin baby. Shout out to Justin Bieber. But like the Magician is talking about what you're aiming for. Like the Knight of Cups is not the Knight. The Nine of Pentacles has a practical plan. It's like, I want $100,000. I'm going to work 5 jobs and I'm going to open up 4 income streams from those 5 jobs. The Knight of Swords is just going to leap through with an idea. But the Knight of Cups has a dream. The Knight of Cups is going from his intuition. The Knight of Cups is going from his heart. And it's like, I want to be a famous singer. I want to really live my dream. But how am I going to do that? And that's where you feel blocked for now. What we're going to see is that this block is going to reverse, is going to turn around. And that's why we have the Magician here. The fact that we have the Magician upright. In fact, it's interesting because the upside down nature of the Eight of Pentacles speaks of not being consistent. Because when it's upright, you're putting in work, it's consistent. So ironically, the Eight of Pentacles can actually indicate that by going a roundabout, inconsistent work path, you will get to the Magician, which could speak that the Eight of Pentacles works 9 to 5. Maybe you do a little work here, maybe you take off, maybe you just do whatnot. I see this as a blockage that's going to resolve, and you'll know how that leads to the Magician, but just keep that in mind, okay? Like Jupiter and Pisces. So I say this disclaimer in case you're challenged by, because the Queen of Swords is saying you're focused, but the Eight of Pentacles could actually reverse mean that you have to kind of go an unconventional work ethic. Maybe you shouldn't do, maybe you don't want to over Virgo it and just Pisces it. So this is kind of like the positive of the reversed, but I think that you're going to come into how, and that's going to lead into the Magician breakthrough. What you need to know is that the Magician means you're going to actually succeed and you're going to manifest your vision. It's just getting through that Eight of Pentacles. And I feel like this message is, if you feel stuck in how to do it, release and surrender the need to know how. Just go with the flow and allow that to kind of move forward. And Kayla, I really hope that speaks to you.
Beautiful. Just so you guys know, those of you guys who are in the queue, we got a number of people. We've got Lauren, Rachel, Kiara, Rachel, Ashley, Maxine, Kobe, Ellie. So don't worry, guys. We're going to get you one by one. I'll take Lauren, and you can take Rachel. They each have a 1-card reading.
That's all the level 3s, right?
No, these are people who are paying for readings.
No, but like we finished the level 3.
Yep, so far we finished the level 3. Okay. So I've got Lauren. Thank you, Lauren. She just said, love you guys. I will pull you a card and let you know what you need to be aware of.
Kayla's the ascended version of me. She got the Aqua Sun Virgo Moon.
So for Lauren, thank you for your donation. We appreciate you. Oh, Knight of Cups again. So Knight of Cups coming up might be talking about you being in a situation where you're feeling more emotionally generous, wanting to connect with people, being in a situation where perhaps maybe you're wearing your heart on your sleeve more, very intuitive, very sensitive, very aware of what's going on around you.
Thank you, Jessica.
On the flip side, this can also be a situation that seems to insinuate that there can be like a water sign energy coming in, very dreamy, kind of like, you know, at least in this deck, you see him like knight in shining armor, right? Somebody who offers you the gift of romance or connection or vulnerability. And that this is like a you needing to take action card when it comes to talking about your feelings or being open to merging with other people. You might find yourself in a period of time where you're just a lot more intuitively connected or aware of your dreams, or you're feeling very inspired. And there's opportunities for you to be able to relay your feelings to other people. So especially like right now, like this is like very Mars and Scorpio-esque. I feel like it's just super passionate, moving forward. I'm loving that Mars is in positive aspects to Venus and Pluto right now. So it can also be talking about just becoming more aware of your emotional goals and allowing passion to kind of pave the way for where it is that you're going. So I really feel like this is super positive. Keep your eyes out for like Scorpios, Cancers, or maybe even Pisces that kind of come in. Or if you are a water sign, this is about you really taking the initiative in some of these connections that are going to be happening for you soon. Thank you very much. Hope that's helpful for you.
Beautiful.
Mike, you've got Rachel. She said, it's my birthday. Can you pull a card about relationships and love in my life? Thank you, Rachel. Happy birthday, Rachel.
God, I know Rachel. What's good?
Happy birthday.
What's poppin'?
Such exciting times. You have your solar return with the moon conjunct Jupiter.
Mrs. Detroit. Rachel actually is a Sag Sun Cancer Moon, so we're like twins of some sorts. We're pretty dope.
Such an interesting solar return chart you have, Rachel. Oh my goodness.
She came through when I first started this journey, and she taught me how magical and hilarious and wild Sagittarius are. She helped me be more intuitive. So Rachel, we have the 8 of Cups. You're walking away from the bullshit. And the thing that I appreciate the most about the 8 of Cups is there's emotional investments that you've made that are a bitch to walk away from, because it's like, I mean, I only spent my time investing in these emotions. So there's a bit of disappointment walking away from this. It's like, sometimes it could feel premature, and it's positive. You could feel like your work here is done. But the thing that I love about this is that after the 8 of Cups is the 9 of Cups of wish fulfillment. So you walking away means that the next step for you is you getting everything you want. So this could, I don't think in your case it's speaking of walking away from a relationship or anything disappointing, although it could be. I think in your case you just may feel like your work here is done. This could be a physical move. This could be more emotionally distancing yourself from something that you may have thought would be promising. But please understand that in the case where you're depressed, which I don't think you are, especially on your solar return, in the case where you might be disappointed, you need to understand that what you're walking away from is not over a long time, but very quickly going to lead you into what you want. That's the next step. All right, that's after the 8. So I don't think you're depressed. I think your job here is done and you're ready to go on to the next. So congratulations.
Moon Jupiter in a solar return chart is like so magical, like that conjunction.
Moon Jupiter in Aquarius. I just did a solar return today of Moon Jupiter.
Yeah, that was
in Aquarius.
That was my solar return. My solar return was Moon conjunct Jupiter in Aquarius. Yeah, in the 8th.
Oh, so Cancer rising. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. All right, so happy birthday, happy solar return. Make it a good one. Hope it goes well. A magical year ahead for you. Looks like we have Kiara, and she has 1 card, and her question is, give me a message that I need to hear.
Shout out to Lilac Ocean. If you're not following her on Instagram, her tarot readings are legit.
Is that Lilac?
Mm-hmm.
That's her? Okay, cool.
Remember the lady you read me for? She gave me a reading too.
Oh.
On her, yeah. It was pretty promising.
Oh, exciting.
Lilac, Candace pulled the Lovers in the guidance. She was like, nah, this isn't. Oh! Okay, this looks like it can't work. I was like, yeah.
So let's give her a message that she needs to hear. Ooh, this one. That one. Oh, the World card.
There we go. Well deserved too.
Well
Taurus
deserved,
moon.
but also about major cycles of completion, especially what's her sun
She's
and rising?
Gemini rising, and Jupiter's going to go through her 10th.
So, of course, you know,
Success.
this full moon that's coming up on your ascendant then, that's like really kind of setting up for like completions revolving around you and other people. But I feel like it's more about fulfillment on a personal level. It's like feeling complete without needing to have other people as a piece of the puzzle. And things revolving around you kind of shifting gears and realizing that all things come full circle. Like when we think about manifesting and focusing on bringing in what our heart wants, sometimes it doesn't always make sense what we have to go through in order for that to happen. Who has to leave our life, who has to come in, what changes we need to make personally. So I feel like in this weird topsy-turvy way, it all ends well with the World card. So this can be talking about big periods of completion, being really fulfilled and feeling like in a way you have come full circle in certain situations, that you're feeling complete. Lots of luck also with the World card. This can insinuate that there is some sense of spiritual growth, karmic growth, but also feeling like you've been to the end and back in certain situations. Sometimes the World card can talk about travel, so that's possible, but I see this more as being like feeling like you've gone to the farthest depths of your soul, or you've gone to the farthest depths of certain situations only to come back and feel like, oh, actually I'm whole. And not really basing your value on other people or relationships or partnerships, and feeling like you can stand on your own 2 feet. And that even when all of these other situations that have happened over the last year or two with the eclipses in your personal signs, sun and rising, or excuse me, your rising and your descendant, that against all odds, you actually kind of beat certain situations. So that's really cool. The World card is basically saying you end up on top. I intuitively kind of feel like this is also a little bit of you kind of coming at the world with like brand new legs. I know that sounds weird, but it's like you're still kind of getting your sea legs for like this new life that you're living. So you think about like you're still adjusting to the fact that you're not checking in with other people first, or you're still adjusting to this new sense of self-awareness or this new sense of boundaries that you have with other people. So you're still kind of getting your bearings, which I think is really going to be totally flushed out for you, probably more so when we're kind of getting into what will be another air sign. So like look for like Aquarius season to stabilize that, I feel, for you to also start sharing this new improved version of you with other people. I don't know why I keep getting this feeling that it's like you're still adjusting to how you are out in the world now, or you're identifying differently. So if you want to expand on that, you can. But to me, it seems like there's something that's happening here for you. So closing old chapters and reaping all of the positive karmic benefits of that. Looks like we've got Rachel Parks. She said, what's going on with this intense connection that I have with an Aries sun guy? It's been 2 years of what feels like very twin flamery. I know you're not into that, but that's what it feels like. I'm a Taurus sun, Gemini moon, Virgo rising. Thanks, guys. So she picked one card.
Gotcha.
Virgo rising, twin flames.
You're a Gemini moon, so you do feel into the twin flame dynamic because you're an angel. As a Taurus sun, you're the enlightened producer. So you're
twin
like
flamery. I like that.
Right. And like any Gemini placements that feel into it, you can't run from it. Okay. So like, yeah, I feel you. It is what it is. But yeah, let's see what we got. So you want kind of what's going on with this intense connection. So, 2 cards wanted to come out. We have the Page of Cups and the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands. So what I get right off the bat, there is a mutual friendship connection here that could be developed. And with this connection, don't go in, like the Page of Cups, first of all, is saying that your feelings are real and worth exploring. The Page of Cups comes up when you need to understand that you're not just catching feelings. This is a new emotion. This is a new feeling. So you actually want to be, the Page of Cups is literally looking at the fish and talking to a fish. So it's like, yeah, I know this twin flamey stuff might seem delusional. You're talking to a fucking fish. So like, I understand like it's gonna look delusional, but it's your imagination and it's your psychic ability. And what you're tuning into is not just in your head. You on point. However, the Three of Cups is saying, find ways to celebrate the connection. Find ways to, without making things overtly romantic, just have fun. What I see here, though, with the Two of Wands is you have so many options you don't even see because you're focused on this cup. The Two of Wands is not you looking at your options. So be very careful because you want this to be upright where it's like you have your interests, but you still realize you have the world in your hands. The Two of Wands is reversed is you feeling like you don't have any options and you only have this cup. So just, don't put all your eggs in this one basket because a lie is that the twin flame relationship is the end all be all. A twin flame connection is transcendent. Shout out to Kobe. The twin flame connection is transcendent. You can have a twin flame connection with someone that is so deep, both of you can remark on your relationships with other people. So this is a forever kind of love. Like, it's not an attachment. So you don't have to worry about losing this. You're going to be and have this connection forever. Okay? But you have options. Really look. And it's not saying look for your options. This is just kind of saying, remember that you have the world in your hands. You're a Taurus sun. You're a queen. You're a master queen. Like, just make sure we clear. Don't let people forget you the queen, okay? And that you're not worrying about, options out here. And it's not saying to look at other people. But I feel like that reverse is important just to remind you that you're not like, it's not going to say if it doesn't work out, but like that's not your only route, basically. So get this upright. But the Page of Cups is saying explore those feelings and don't try and make them too logical. Like be a little kid with it. Be a little fish-tarded and enjoy it.
Fish-tarded. Fish sticks. Those of you guys who are just tuning in, check out the QR code up here. You can scan that. You can get in the queue for a reading. $20 for one card, $40 for three.
Michael on wheels, no you didn't.
If you don't have cash, no worry. We've got deck 1, 2, and 3 for pick a card. You can't see them, but 1, 2, or 3, don't worry. You'll see it in a second. I'll move them up. We'll do that later in the later in the show. Moving
Rachel,
on.
I'm so glad it resonated for you.
We've got Ashley Franklin. She said 3 cards, please. All right, Ashley, let's give you those 3 cards. Thank you guys for those of you guys who are in the queue who are waiting. Maxine, Kobe, Ellie, you're on deck. And then we're going to move to the super chat. So no worries, guys. We'll be with you soon. So let's see what Ashley needs to know. She wants 3 cards.
Michelle, there we go.
Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ashley.
So this is what Ashley needs to be aware of. The Empress, the King of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles reversed. Holy cannoli. So the Empress can talk a lot about you personally, especially as a woman. It can talk about you and the relationship with yourself, nurturing, loving, caring, taking care of something, whether this is you as a mother or you as just kind of nurturing and caring for a relationship or something. It's bringing up this energy that's very strong of Venus, okay? So the Empress with the King of Cups can be talking about nurturing a person, nurturing your emotions, nurturing a man. Pay close attention to like earth and water signs because the King of Cups can be a Scorpio or a Pisces or a Cancer. The Page of Pentacles can represent a younger person or something that's still new. That's an earth sign. whenever I see Empress coming up with the page, I wonder, are you a mother? Is there a younger person you take care of? Is there some new financial or new business aspect that's going on that you're really focusing on? And in order for you to kind of get that in order, where is there a need for you to also really kind of master a sense of emotions? Traditionally, you know, if you see like the Empress coming up with a page, I ask questions about a new relationship, a new child, a new person who's entering into your life in some way. Venus RX is about to go over my natal moon, Jupiter and Neptune in my 7th. It's been a process of repartnering with myself. Awesome. So Venus retrograde actually happening in your 7th, and it's going over your natal moon. The moon also deals with fortune. Okay, so if you have Capricorn in your 7th house, the moon is your chart ruler. So it's about how you are partnering with other people and seeing mirror images of yourself. But if we take it a step back, Mars is going through Scorpio, which is technically in your 5th house. And if you're having Pluto, your 5th house ruler, somewhere in the mix, it's about taking relationships to the next level. It's wanting to move into a direction in relationships where you're not wanting to fucking be mommy for individuals, right? You don't want to be somebody's mommy. You want to be their partner. You want somebody who's going to meet you halfway. Reparenting, my bad, but both kinda. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I see it as like you kind of leveling up and realizing that you don't want to feel like you have to take care of other people. Having your moon in the 7th house in the mix with this retrograde also kind of suggests that your feelings about other people are changing. So there may be some sense of you going, I'm an Empress, I'm on top, I'm putting more energy into myself. I will only really commit to partnerships or relationship if it's somebody who's on my level. They have to meet me halfway. So Page of Pentacles reverse is like evaluating how much time or energy or money or resources you're investing in other people, and whether or not people have more that they're bringing to the table physically, emotionally, right? There's like this weighing of the two. So, I mean, part of me feels inclined to tell you, like with a situation like this, you're going to realize you can't have it all. That if you're seeking relationships more so for physical connection or physical security or financial security, it may not be fulfilling. On the flip side, people who are emotionally fulfilling may not have their shit together, may not have their finances together, may not have their life together, but emotionally they want to commit. So in a way, there's a little bit of you looking at this and kind of going, I need to find somebody who's really going to kind of be on my level. So I would say, like, don't sell yourself short. Don't jump into anything too quickly. I get the feeling here that there's just a lot of you working out old patterning of feeling like you need to be with partners that play out their mom issues, or there can be this reevaluation that you're having on your relationship with children, whether or not you want kids, whether or not you should have had kids in your opinion, and reflecting on that. And partners with younger people can come in as well. Super reassuring. My whole view on relationships has transformed the last few weeks, no longer taking any bullshit. Buckle up, Buttercup, because it's going to take about 3 months for you to come out the other side of this. We have yet to see the Mercury retrograde and the Mars and the Venus come through. So a lot more stability is going to come in the month of March. And when you see, I think, Venus come into conjunction in Pisces, that's really what I want you to watch and wait for. That's when you're going to realize the grand finale and why you've kind of come into this. I personally think you're going to deal with more than one person. There's something going on here that makes me feel like you might meet somebody who's like, yes, you have everything I want. You might meet people who remind you of your past. There may be some sense of you dealing with people who have children or have people that they're responsible for. So just pay attention to that. Hopefully that's helpful. Don't lose yourself in other people. You are the queen. Looks like we've got Maxine. Maxine, let us know what your question is. It's going to take me way longer than that. I'm trying to prepare. Yeah, but you're going to see a lot of action in that part of your chart, especially because it's an angular house over the next 3 months. Maxine, let us know what your question is. You're very welcome. Let us know what your question is. You have 3 cards. We are not done, Mateo. There is another 20 minutes left. You want to get your reading, get in the queue, scan the QR code, or you can send it via Super Chat. We can move on to Kobe if we don't hear from Maxine.
I can do Maxine.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, we could do a general.
Okay.
So let's see what we got. Maxine, we have the 10 of Cups. That's beautiful. General. Oh, nice. We have the Knight of Wands and we have the Devil card. Knight of Wands reversed, Devil card reversed with the Two of Pentacles. So that's very interesting. I like that the Ten of Cups is upright. This kind of seems, this kind of seems like somebody who you had a very blissful time with, but is seeing someone else on the side and kind of like cheating. I don't think you're in that relationship scenario. So this is kind of interesting. The Knight of Wands Devil card is someone leaving a happy home to like have some nasty sex, because they're juggling this side person and this main person. So I don't think you're in that situation. I don't know if you're dating or talking to a Knight of Wands. I don't think you are. This could really be speaking of really kind of redirecting passion in a way that's not toxic or just too wild, because the reversals don't necessarily have to be negative, but I'm trying to hold back the progressive Cancer in me that wants to dish the tea, because this looks very saucy right here. Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is, there we go, exactly, you're single. So that's why I'm like, I know this isn't like...
It's like, do I want the happily ever after, or do I just want to get the devil dick?
That's it. So, okay, maybe you might meet a very hot, passionate person who is sexy to you, but you know they probably might cheat or do some stuff.
It's always the things that you know aren't good for you that are like the most delicious.
Especially the Ten of Cups. Like, there is a bliss moment. But see, the Ten of Cups is coming up in the past. So being that you're single, this is a peak experience, a recent peak blissful experience. So I guess this doesn't have to attach to a relationship. This could also be someone who's married, who's getting at you over the next week or so. So be careful. But
or somebody at work.
You just want to be mindful as far as like how you allocate your passion. Knight of Wands reversed or upright is talking about a lot of passion, but when it's reversed, it's not focused. It's just like highly passionate and it's all over the place. And the Devil card reversed is actually powerful. The fact that the Devil card reversed is being born again. So we're going to see this element of you overcoming limitations and restrictions. So the Knight of Wands reverse could be overcoming this sense of a lack. Lucifer's Olipop.
I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God. It could be like overcoming a lack of inspiration, if you've lost some inspiration. But despite how controversial this looks, this is actually a bit of a victory. Could it be a past relationship? It could be a past relationship. The Knight of Wands could be someone from your past, Venus retrograde with the reversal. But the Devil card would be you kind of recognizing that toxic past. If it was upright, I'd be like, be careful. But it's reversed, so it's like, no, I see through your bullshit. I'm over it. So Maxine, you could be tested. And now this makes sense. Someone could see that you're really Ten of Cups happy. And they're like, oh, let me come back. And you're like, get the fuck out my face. Like, I'm not falling for this shit. But the Devil card in the future reverse is talking about you being born again. It's talking about you overcoming limitations, temptations. And I feel like that Knight of Wands reversed is the temptation. So yeah, please keep me posted, because Two of Pentacles is you on your job. You're busy, you're productive. You're not letting any kind of distractions get in the way of your focus. So yeah.
All right, we got Kobe who says, give me some good news because I feel heavy. Kobe, how them transits in your first house, boy?
Yes,
yeah.
Capricorn rising.
Yeah.
Shout out to
How is that eclipse in your fifth? How are those transits in your first house? Breakthroughs are possible, Kobe. You know this. You don't need me to tell you this.
Wait.
A lot of Cap risings have recently fallen in love or gotten pregnant. Those of you guys who are sending super chats, thank you. We've got Ellie, Angel, and Udinana, and then we've got all the super chats that are coming up next, so don't worry. Right now, this is going to be for Mr. Kobe. That shit heavy, Kobe. It's heavy. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. One thing I would say with, I'll put them all upright so you can see them. The Two of Wands coming up with the King of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles is like a moment where there was a lot of assessing going on. You know, Two of Wands is like, what's my plan? What direction am I going in? Where do I want to be? Where do I see myself going? It's a lot of visualizing and strategy. And you may feel like you're dealing with duality. Do I do this or do I do that? Do I go here or do I go there? But it's about seeing things from a very optimistic perspective and remaining open to the various paths that are going to unfold. Like, you know, if Venus is going retrograde for you right now, that's in your first house, conjunct Pluto, it's opening up all of your goals. It's not about your family. It's not about your partners. It's not about your job. It's not about clients. It's about you. What do you want, right? What do you see happening? And with King of Wands, it's like you're in the driver's seat. It's about you being able to make magic happen. It's about feeling passionate. You may feel a little freaked out about how passionate you are about some things, and that it's almost like your visions and your goals for the future are so big that it freaks you out. And the King of Wands is somebody who's very charismatic, very creative. He makes shit happen. And it's like somebody who has this charisma and this zest and this love for life that he's just starting things. That's all he knows how to do, is to start stuff and to be able to kind of make magic happen. But the Seven of Pentacles is like, am I getting ahead of myself? If I'm moving too quickly? What if it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't pan out? So there's some aspect of maybe the earth that's kind of getting to you. That's like, yeah, but what if it doesn't work out? Okay, but what if it does? Seven of Pentacles talks a lot about also thoughtful planning and consideration, especially regarding finances or work. So there's something that's coming up where it's like a lot of you going, I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste my money. I don't want to waste my energy. And suddenly, like, you know, the reality of either a financial situation or an age or a maturity situation is coming up that's making you kind of realize, like, rather than being in situations where you feel like you have wasted time in the past, to prevent that moving forward, it's being cautious in where you plant your seeds, right? Seven of Pentacles can also come up and talk a lot about planting for the next season or planning for the next season. Yeah, I'm way deep into the relationship.
Pluto, Scorpio.
Trying to balance everything. But this is also like, are you managing your money? Are you so deep in the relationship that you're not working? Like, there's something coming up here that's talking about, like, okay, for this to go the distance, then there needs to be a sense of balance that's going on in relationships. Sometimes the Seven of Pentacles can be a card that also talks about planning for the future in regards to your career stuff. And I see this being less about relationship, more about being like, I have big plans for my work, but is it going to happen? Is it going to materialize? Are these things actually going to come together? So I don't really see this as you being like so fixated on the relationship you can't get out. I mean, hello, you just had an eclipse in your 5th house, which is about love, romance, merger, but what you're creating. That's what the King of Wands wants to do. He wants to create. So if you're not busy making babies, you better be busy making money and coming up with plans to be able to feel like you're able to do that without overexerting your energy, or you're able to do that in a way that makes you feel like you can keep reinventing yourself. Even though the Seven of Pentacles can be a card that talks about unexpected expenses, unexpected changes, unexpected job fluctuations, even unexpected children. So I would say, like, this is a lot of talking about becoming really passionate about what you're doing and finding other creative ways to bring in income, so you don't feel like you're just working all the time, right? So assess all the options, stay open, realize that you're the captain of the ship right now, and you are planting seeds that within 6-7 months time, especially in eclipse season next year, are all going to be coming to fruition. Hopefully that's helpful. No worries, Mr. Romero. Don't worry. We will definitely catch you on the replay. Thank you, Kobe. I mean, you know as good as I do what's going on in your life, just given your transits. So one thing I would say is, like, stay hyper focused on what you're creating, because if you don't have an outlet for that creative energy, babies happen.
Ellie, 40, right? Beautiful. Okay, let's see what we got.
Fire memes. Making babies and money all day long. Hey.
Ellie, we have the 8 of Swords, I love this. Ooh, that's gangster. We got the Ace of Swords and we got the Page of Swords.
You're just cutting motherfuckers left and right.
Right. That's very interesting, especially with the Hierophant. So the Eight of Swords means you were stuck. The Ace of Swords means you got your epiphany. But the Page of Swords reversed is interesting because the Page of Swords reversed is like being spied on by a government agent or coming into new information or gossip. So reversed. Oh, okay, you about to tell someone to fuck off. Because this could be you kind of giving the sword to this page. Realistically, this is you coming out of feeling stuck and limited, overcoming limiting beliefs at present with this epiphany, and being able to overcome miscommunication. Because I feel like while you might have felt stuck or not knowing how to approach an individual, the Page of Swords reverse can speak of you really misunderstanding a new lesson, but I see this as you bringing this sort of clarity to someone misunderstanding or miscommunicating. Someone probably younger than you, probably a child, and you're going to be setting them right through this process. Looking for general career love, Gemini Sun, Sag Moon. Okay, so as a Gemini Sun, now we can see where all these swords are coming from. Jupiter in Gemini is the Eight of Swords. So Ellie, can you confirm for me that you are coming out of, because as a Gemini Sun, I resonate with this too. It's just, feeling stuck, feeling like you're, stuck with limiting beliefs, but now you're coming out of that. You've removed the blindfolds, especially coming into this full moon that's going to be your opposite. You're about to come into this opposite full moon here. So that's going to be that Ace of Swords, but the Page of Swords is taking this now new idea that's under the Hierophant. This is like an organized religious understanding. This is like an orthodox belief system that with the Ace of Swords, the reason why you were stuck is because you were an angel, you were a Gemini, you're an ascended angel as a divine being. So your crown is constantly open, you got all the wisdom, but you may not have known how to make sense of it. That's what made you feel stuck. And so the Hierophant is this organizational structure, 100%. Thank you, Saturn return. Hey, that's what's up. So like this organizational structure has now organized these thoughts. And I feel like with the Page of Swords, you're going to be able to like share this truth to misguided children who you kind of recognize. Page of Swords could be people who are older than you who are misguided children because they're still mentally in high school. And so this is really kind of you preparing. I don't see the Page of Swords as you, but Candace, what would you feel about the Page of Swords reversed?
I think it's about letting go of the anxiety revolving around the way that you thought the story was supposed to go and realizing that maybe you're breaking with these old, outdated, limited ideas that you have to follow certain structures and realizing that it's time for you to pave your own way.
Right.
You know?
Plus,
It's very mental. It's a lot of, if you have your Saturn return, a lot of Saturn in Aquarius, sword, 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 Hierophant. It's like going up against all of these things that, or belief systems or ways that you would think or communicate and realize that it needs to break down because it's actually very limiting. Because I see this is a limiting card and this is a limiting card.
Right.
That you may be so fixated on what other people say, what other people think, what other people believe in, what you've always been told, that you've been afraid to kind of cut and sever ties and be able to let the anxiety revolving around that go and like learning not to care what other people think or if other people pass judgment.
The Page of Swords could also be someone who's looking for the truth in all the wrong places until you show up from behind and you're like, hey, here you go.
It's been so interesting for people who have Saturn in Aquarius. The eclipses in Gemini and the trine from the North Node has almost been the saving grace and teaching you that it's okay to change your perspective.
That's so awesome.
You know?
That's well said.
So before we get to the rest of the PayPal, we've got Angel, Udinana, and Rachel. I want to go back to the super chat because I know we got a couple. So we've got Sharon, we've got Michelle. Was this a donation, Jessica? For Mike's Bougie. Duce. Thank you.
My cognac.
We appreciate that, Jessica. You're super, super generous being somebody who made a donation and a level 3. We appreciate that. We will definitely buy a bottle and we will feature it for you on the next podcast. We'll put your name. Compliments of Jessica Martinez. She'll be the bartender.
Yeah.
So let's get on to Michelle on Wheels.
Okay.
Gemini Sun, Sag Rising, Aries Moon. Ooh, you feisty. Gemini Venus. So Gemini Sun, Sag Rising. So you have your Sun and Venus in the 7th and you're a Sag Rising. And you have an Aries Moon. So you're just like... I'm in love with a Virgo who is a third party. Where is he at with our connection right now? Girl, you're a Gemini. You really want a Virgo?
Fuck. Gemini does need Virgo, though, in a sense. Because they sort our ideas. And
to be a Sun, Venus in the 7th. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of threesomes.
Gemini needs Virgo. Virgo needs Sag. Sag needs Pisces. And Pisces needs Gemini.
I'm an Aries Moon too. Aries Moon gang gang. I said Aries Moon, not Mars and Aries.
Right.
Sorry.
I'm about to be a progress Moon Aries though, in like another 12 months or so.
Yeah, we get real nasty. All right, Michelle, here we go. In regards to your trash ass Virgo, the Magician, the Ace of Wands, and the Six of Cups. That dick is trash.
Oh my God.
It is.
Let's get
I want
it.
to know, because we're on the internet. Have you fucked him?
Oh
That's what
my
I want to
God.
know, because you got to sample it before you make a
And the
decision
land of the
here.
internet. Why is the soulmate card come up after? That's crazy. This dick was so trash. Marry me. Are you gonna train him?
There's nothing wrong with training them. It's like puppies. Like eventually they learn. You know?
Virgo is the apprentice, so they do learn and become the master.
Part of me is really
They're
curious
repetitious.
though, because I mean, think about it. So you're a Sag rising, right? So you got, Jupiter going into your 4th house soon, and you've got all these eclipses and things happening where it's more about other people. Obviously, the North Node's gone through your 7th house and your Sun, but I see that as like options.
And it was not trash.
Okay, here's what I will tell you then.
That was my first, when I saw the Magician Ace of Wands, I was like, that thing must be bomb. But
yeah, but it's reversed though.
Right,
so
yeah.
that makes me wonder, if it was not trash, how was the connection afterwards? Because this is a disconnect, right? So the Magician reversed and the Ace of Wands is a disconnect. So if it was really physically good, do you feel like it's lacking that emotional connection? Do you feel like that's lacking bringing him together? Obviously, there's a reunion coming, so I'm not gonna bullshit you. There's definitely a reunion coming here with the 6 of Cups. So there's something that's gonna come up that's gonna bring you guys together. But honestly, Virgos. That white lady laugh.
Yes. Oh, that's
I'm
wild.
just saying, okay, but obviously, and I want confirmation here. Has he not gotten back to you? I know you said there's a third party. So if the physical connection is here, why is he not coming around? The Magician reversed is like somebody who's the connection went to hell. Okay, thank you.
Okay, you know what?
There's some disconnect going on
your
here.
reading looks like that this was upright, the dick was good, but then the connection went to hell, and this is like reversed.
Here's what I will say about Ace of Wands reversed, is that this may insinuate because you had the physical connection, which was good, and then you were disappointed because the magic was not there, or you were like, I thought we felt something, I thought we were vibing.
Right.
But the Ace of Wands reverse is like going to plug something in and it doesn't turn on. So it's like, wait, we come together. Where's the emotion?
Ooh.
So you may be feeling like he's lacking the actual emotional connection. And I'm not talking because of another person, because there's nothing coming up here that's happening. Connection went to hell. That's what I want to know. I mean, he's going to come back around, but I feel like if you guys do physically reconnect, it's not going to be fulfilling. I don't feel that. You know, the Magician reverse is like a used car salesman who's going to tell you what you want to hear. And the Ace of Wands may show up and the physical connection is there, but the magic is missing. So I feel like with the 6 of Cups, it's saying there's a soul connection. You guys can come together. It may not be something that was meant to come together physically. I'll give you a clarifying card. 9 of Wands reversed. So it shouldn't be this hard for you to make plans with each other. It shouldn't be this hard for you guys to make time to see each other. It shouldn't be this hard for you guys to come together. If you're feeling or you're seeing resistance to this, I would say pay attention, because it may insinuate that, like, yeah, there's a soul connection, but it may not be a soul connection that's meant to be physically fulfilled in this lifetime. Like, may not be the person you're supposed to date or supposed to marry. It may not be somebody you're supposed to have sex with again.
Shout out to Aquarian Essence.
It may be a sense of like, you being blinded by how passionate it was, only to be disappointed and not understanding why he keeps coming back around physically but not emotionally.
Big strong chemistry.
Yeah, there's some disconnection there. I also
She's
feel
saying
like
get you a Pisces.
it's hard for you to move on from this too. So the Six of Cups is like you're going to keep coming back to it, but the Nine of Wands is like not if I'm left holding the bag emotionally. So one thing I would say is like this can talk about coming off the heels of the eclipse that we had in Sag, and that there's a need for you to wait 6 weeks, 6 months to see this flush out. Just knowing what I know about Virgos, if you look into the astrology of next year when Mars, Venus, Jupiter are all conjunct and they're all hanging out next to Neptune, it will square the 4th house. So it's going to clear out the past. So there's some sense of, you know, I would say wait. I would say wait. Waiting is really what's going to benefit you. 9 weeks. Wait until, yeah, but like maybe he's a Virgo that's caught up in the past and like you need to wait for him to clear that out through the Venus retrograde because it's in their 5th house. And you may be the last man standing, but this has got to be somebody who's got to show up more than just physically. It's not going to be good enough if it's physically, or if you do reconnect physically, because that emotional connection is lacking, you're going to be like, I need more. And it may not feel as fulfilling the second time around. So I hate to say that, but it's like, you benefit by waiting and making sure that there's more than just a physical connection. Otherwise, it ain't going to be emotionally fulfilling. Wait, just wait. 9 of Wands, 9 weeks, you know?
Sharon G. What do I need to know at this time? Sharon Q. What do I need to know at this time? Boom.
And we got Earth Goddess. Thank you, Earth Goddess. You're in the queue. We're going to get you in about 3 or 4 readings. Guys, it's last call. We're going to wind this down. So if you're going to get your reading in and get in the queue now, we've got about 4 people waiting. Otherwise, we're going to call it a night after that.
All right, Sharon, we have the Knight of Swords reversed. Ooh, this is lit. We got the Judgment and the Nine of Swords. So Sharon, you've been being psychically attacked. What you need to know is that your anxiety is over. It is always darkest before dawn. And so the Judgment card here is you awakening to your higher purpose. And I love to know that you're a Cap rising because Pluto is on your rising and that's the awakening. You're an instrument of this awakening. And you're coming at the end of a cycle. End of a difficult situation. This is insomnia. This is anxiety. This is not being able to sleep. But you also have to accept that it's not all in your head. You're picking up on negative frequencies projected at you and negative frequencies around you. It's not some board meeting that's like, how can we screw up Sharon? But it is. And it's also kind of like putting you in a position where realistically you're coming out of whatever negativity you've had. And the fact that this is reversed is very positive because you're at the end of, I don't mean, this is kind of like, it doesn't mean that everything in your life has gone to crap, but this is very important because any kind of like negative anxiety you've gone through, the clouds are going to open up and you're going to fully awaken out of this to your higher purpose. And I think that's a beautiful message. You need to know that any kind of internal suffering or anxiety you've had is over. And this could also apply to someone close to you that you're worried about as well.
We've got Angel who says their solar return is coming up, or it's today. They are a Sag Sun, Aries Moon, Libra Rising. Any guidance for 2022? Let's take a look for you. Certainly if you're a Libra rising, that's a really interesting Venus retrograde that's happening in your 4th house. I'd pay attention to that. But one card in regards to what to be expecting for your solar return. 10 of Swords. Putting an end to past painful situations. Letting the past be in the past. Healing. 10 of Swords is like removing the sword out of your back, right? 9 of Swords is more going through it. 10 of Swords is more healing. So it can be about putting to rest old situations, you know, letting that pain, grief, or what have you kind of subside. Especially if you're a Libra rising chart, there's been a lot of like letdowns emotionally or conflict in the family, having to move away from places, having to say goodbye to people, and dealing with a lot of emotional strife privately. So I don't know if that's something that you've experienced. You have to, between having a Sag Sun and a Libra rising. I mean, it's just there's this complete reprogramming that should be happening for you this year, revolving around how you communicate, how you feel, how you express yourself. And like, you're really in the throes of that right now with the Venus-Pluto conjunction. If you're a Libra rising, that's a very intense conjunction. I think 10 of Swords is also like, in a way, letting yourself bury things. So I would say, like, think about what's brought you grief, or what you're really willing to let go of, or let go of moving forward in the future. So this can be like old relationships, bad habits, issues with the family, literal people or situations. Finding a way to ritualize burying it and letting it go can be especially important. I will tell you that in a way, because Jupiter is also going to go into Aries next year, it's going to conjunct your moon, it's going to go into your 7th house. There is a sense of like really wrapping things up in a very big way before you start new cycles, right? Saturn and Jupiter still hanging out in your 5th house of self-love. And we see then a gangbusters of planets going into your 4th house. So be super aware the next 2 months of what you need to put to rest. And like the rest of the horoscope for Libra risings, I feel like next year is quite positive. Saturn still being in an air sign. But to me, it seems like there needs to be a reconciliation with the past, or just like understanding that certain things are like dead and buried, and you don't want to bring them into your future. So you have to kind of deal with that before you move forward.
Beautiful.
Hopefully that's helpful for you.
Next we
Definitely a
have...
theme with Venus-Pluto on your birthday. We have Yudananda. She said, I had a blow up with a close friend. Can you tell me what I can expect from that relationship? Can you tell me what to expect in December? I'm a Virgo, Leo Ascendant, Gemini Moon.
We got the Leo Ascendant Strength. We got the Sun card. And we got the King of Swords. And the 9 of Wands reversed, which is kind of like letting go of perseverance. So as an underlying theme, I think it's not really like giving up, but you're just not going to really care as much. I don't know if this person is a male. I don't know if this person is an intellectual Aquarian, but that Sun, King of Swords, is just totally detached, heartless, and cold. Like there's no sunlight. The Strength card is you and integrity. So if you had a blow up, you were in the right. I'm just letting you know that right now. And, you know, the person who you might have had a blow up on is not at all on the same page as you. And I think you're realizing how much they're not on the same page as you. I don't think that they hate you. I don't think that it's like a ruined friendship. But this is someone who's completely detached, is not going to see your side, and, you know, may kind of just grow colder. Like we literally see this kind of like juxtapose where both of you are really just turning away from each other. So this isn't something that I would invest time, energy, or focus in trying to remedy until they get upright and come to you. This isn't something that you want to kind of remedy because you're in the right. So they have to kind of get over their pride and apologize to you for it. And that's really it.
All right, so we've got Rachel. Pull a card for my shadow twin, please.
He's right here.
Rachel says, pull a card for my shadow twin.
Shout out to Rachel.
Ooh, this one.
I met Rachel with Techie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Serious
in
joy.
Soul Garden.
Queen of Pentacles is kind of an amazing card. I mean, I think it feels... It sounds weird because you're asking where about like a twin. I'm going to assume like whether this is your twin flame or twin shadow, other person, whatever. Queen of Pentacles coming up can insinuate that there's more of a focus and an emphasis going on for like strength within yourself, or that you're doing something in regards to building yourself up physically, emotionally, financially, health-wise, reinvesting in yourself, almost like a lot of what you're putting into yourself is being projected out into other people, and that the more that you're investing time and energy into your well-being physically, that you're going to start materializing and seeing that in other people. On the flip side, you might start seeing that when it comes to another person, that they're showing up in a physical way. They're calling, they're appearing, they're wanting to invest, they're wanting to be more physical, they're wanting to be more touchy-feely, and somebody who is starting to see the value in the connection, or the value that maybe they have with you, perhaps. That's another way that I could see this kind of materializing. Pay attention for also like really strong feelings revolving around long-term planning and talking about the future, or talking about timing, or talking about investments. Things like that seem to be really important in like building towards the health of an actual union that you can have with another person. Thank you very much, Hermes. We appreciate your generosity. We will be with you shortly. No worries. Thanks, Earth Goddess Forever. Welcome to
level 3.
Level 3.
Yay,
we will be
yay.
with you shortly.
Let's get it.
So we've got
Elizabeth
Martinez. Can I get a card pull for this month of December? Thank you.
All right, Elizabeth. So what we got for you for December, Spirit, Angels, please let us deliver proper guidance to Elizabeth, who has been going through a major breakthrough and shedding of false light. We got the 10 of Wands, Saturn. I like this. This is 8 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. You busy. December is you doing your work and doing it so good that people are like, I need Elizabeth's help. And so the 10 of Wands is you getting overburdened. Do not, make sure that people don't throw responsibility on you because they want you to do their work. But this is the consequence of success. And this is you based on the work you're doing with great quality. Because Sun in Virgo, 8 of Pentacles is you're doing your work and you're doing it well. It's meaningful work. It's like your dream is to be a script writer and you get hired by Universal Records or Universal Studios to write a screenplay for an upcoming hit. But now you have a 2-week deadline and it's a lot of work. Or maybe you're like the best tarot reader ever and you start an online shop and you got 1,000 orders. So you're rich, but you're busy. You're booked, but you're busy. So I think that's a blessing. I think this December is going to have you very busy. Don't procrastinate because it'll add up. And don't take on more than you're capable of, because getting over this will really have you come into success. But this could have very great potential for being overburdened. But congratulations, because we got the King of Pentacles. This is going to make you so wealthy after. And yeah.
And I don't want to forget Mateo Eros. Cool name. Taurus Ascendant, Cancer Sun, Scorpio Moon, Venus and Leo. Just wondering what insight you can give me on love matters. Thanks in advance. So we've got Mateo. Then I will pop on over and get Angeli calling last call for tonight. What's up, Sophie? What's up, girl? It's been going through it. Venus in Capricorn is kicking your ass. Woo! All right, so let's see what the cards have to say for Mateo. So we've got Mateo, Earth Goddess, who just joined, and then we'll get Angeli. So what you need to know about matters in regards to love. Give me 2 cards here. One thing I would say is that to me, this seems like a lot of shedding and clearing issues revolving around insecurities in love, right? Or it can be paranoia, fears, past traumas, things that come back to haunt you. Queen of Cups reverse can be talking about the difference between intuition and you being paranoid, or being triggered by things that have happened in the past. So I noticed you say that you're a Taurus Ascendant, Scorpio Moon. So man, just having had an eclipse recently on your Ascendant, making aspects to your Scorpio Moon in the 7th, but you have a Cancer Sun. So that's also really nice because it's talking a lot about security, stability. So while the eclipses on your Ascendant talk a lot about feeling secure, securing yourself physically, with food, with finances and money, you want to make sure that there's a lot of integrity going on with you making sure that other people are showing up and meeting you halfway and vice versa. It's not just all about the physical, spiritual. The spiritual aspect of that is Scorpio. So what Scorpio teaches Taurus is that there can be securities that come from, spiritual realms or things that can't be seen. So I'm liking these eclipses in your 7th house that are really trining your sun, and you're kind of sorting and sifting through what you can and cannot hold on to. So you may feel like some people are slipping between your hands, kind of like grains of sand, and it's hard for you to hold on to certain situations. 9 of Swords can be talking about nightmares or fears or things relating to the past. So there's something that comes up for you that talks a lot about learning to let go of the anxiety about whether or not you're going to have security, and stepping more into knowing that you have everything that you need for yourself. If other people come in, it's the icing on the cake. There's some aspect here that makes me feel like letting go of old fears, trauma, you know, maybe even seeing somebody for healing work, or like helping talk to somebody about really relaying a lot of these concerns. If you have a Taurus sun, if you have a Cancer sun and you're a Taurus rising, to me, that seems to kind of suggest that communication is king. People who want to put titles on things, being able to like really share and express a sense of commitment is important. I've been pursuing a Leo for a while, getting mixed signals from her. Personally, I feel like this can kind of suggest that you're starting to have doubts in regards to a woman, or feeling as if like that woman may not be so reliable. You know, being that Taurus sun and Taurus rising and dealing with a Leo's in your 4th house. So it can feel like the emotional connection is there, but they're hard to hold on to. I wonder if you've got a connection with somebody who's a water sign from the past. So have you taken up with a Pisces or a Scorpio or a Cancer? Was there a lot of trauma there? Is there anything relating to that? Could this possibly be you as a Cancer dealing with the more emotional feminine side of your personality, and kind of recognizing that there's something in the back of your mind intuitively that's telling you like this isn't safe, this isn't secure, it's not stable, you know, don't put all your eggs in this basket. I feel like the 9 of Swords is like the need to really sit down and kind of hash this out and maybe express your feelings, so that way you know which way it's going to land. I'm very confident that as a Taurus rising, having this Venus retrograde in your 9th is going to help you better understand and connect with other people in regards to your beliefs when it comes to love. I think more is going to stabilize in regards to relationships for you in the spring. Scorpio rising. Why did I see?
And moon.
Oh, for some reason I saw Taurus. Taurus ascendant. Oh, that's what they have. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So it says
Leo
Taurus
sun.
ascendant, Cancer sun. So that's them. Oh, Venus and Leo. Just wondering when it's going to be. Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was him.
Oh, so is that them or is that you? Because it says
It
Taurus
looks like he
ascendant.
might be Leo sun.
Oh, so they're the Leo sun. Okay, gotcha. So then in that case, still, it's your 4th house. I mean, it's not going to be clear. I feel like there's not going to be some sense of being able to hash this out until closer to February. I'd be more focused on what your intuition is telling you, because the Queen of Cups reversed and the 9 of Swords is like, you may be getting feelings or vibes that may not necessarily be something that's going to stick, and you're starting to get anxious about it, or your intuition is telling you to like be very careful when it comes to completely emotionally evolving yourself or putting your heart in it fully. Hopefully that's helpful for you.
You want to take Earth Goddess or Angeli?
Doesn't matter to me. Whatever you want. You can take Angeli. I'll take Earth Goddess.
Let's do it.
She says, can you tell me about his feelings for me?
Oh, and you know what? To me, I just did a love reading for her, so I know who she's talking about. That's awesome. Let's get it. Source, God, universe, reveal the man who Angeli is speaking of and his true, authentic feelings for her. Oh, infinite field of potential. Ooh, 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 Angeli. We have the Emperor reversed and the 8 of Swords.
Big Daddy.
Please tell me if this is resonant for you. He doesn't feel like he's good enough for you, even though he is clearly the Emperor, even though he is the Taurus daddy, the Taurus pimp daddy or sugar daddy. He kind of, be very mindful, because Taurus does have a poker face. So as a Pisces, you might feel secure in his presence, but he's stuck. He's the Emperor. So basically, he is more than good enough, but he feels like he's not man enough, which is probably going to betray what you see. Because and you went off on him too.
So he feels small right
He
now.
feels very small. Yeah. Which
You
is
never
kinda
told him what the
interesting.
fuck is
Because Taurus is stubborn. Like, you wouldn't necessarily think it
They're
would get
stubborn. Taurus is stubborn. Never. Never.
to them. Taurus, you can tell off, and Taurus will still believe what they think. But as a Pisces sun, you got to him. You got to him. So I think he feels, but not like in an egoic sense where it's like, oh, she went off on me. I think he genuinely cares. I think when he feels that, he feels like, in a sense where he wants to provide for you better than he does. And he is in a position to do it. He just thinks he's not good enough.
She said I gave him the green light to go crazy.
To go batshit crazy. So
Yeah, do it.
It's interesting.
When in doubt, go crazy. Men like that.
Hey,
They're into that.
I don't know. It's a little sexy. yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Just hit the meltdown button and see what happens.
The crazy part of me is like, ooh, okay. Every time women are like, why do you attract all these crazy people? I'm like, because I'm crazy. But I don't want to say that. So it is. Screw it.
I'm raising a Taurus with Uranus on his sun. We butt heads a lot already. I know somebody who lives in the house that I live in who has Uranus on their sun right now.
Nice. That's what's up. And
Just
Pluto
let
opposite
them
the
have
moon.
their tantrums and their moments. That's okay. All right. So moving on to Sophia Knapp, and we have Earth Goddess. I see both. So I'll take Earth Goddess. Earth Goddess, thank you for being super. Wait, where did I lose her? Where is she? Thank you for being super patient and also very generous. Welcome to level 3. So glad to get a chance to read for you.
So how are we going to do that? Are we going to do the level 3 for her and the card?
No, we're going to do level 3.
Okay, cool.
And then, that'll be her reading for the month. Let me find her. Where is she here?
Because she also did 25.
Oh, she is 2. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So you want 5 cards, boo?
Boom.
Sun and Scorpio, Capricorn moon, Taurus rising. So she's a Taurus rising, Scorpio sun in the 7th
Taurus
house.
rising, gang.
She has a Capricorn moon, then in the 11th house. What's coming towards me in love? Seeing someone but not sure if it's going anywhere. Well, let's talk about the fact that you just had an eclipse in Taurus and it's all about you and what you want and your pleasure and what you need.
And by the way, Angelique, once he removes the blindfolds, the Emperor goes upright and he remembers who he is. He was good.
You got a Cat moon and you got Venus going retrograde with Pluto somewhere around that area of your chart in the 9th house when it comes to belief. So
Cat Moon, Taurus, Rising, gang.
eclipses in your 1st and your 7th house do seem to suggest this theme of like changes within you and your relationships, but the North Node's moving into Taurus. So it's about how you show up, what you physically need, security. Do relationships come and go with eclipses in the South Node in the 7th? Yes, but it sextiles your moon, so it means if it does happen, it's fated. And the Venus retrograde on your moon talks a lot about you and your goals when it comes to relationships. So it's going to be a lot of sharing that with other people, okay? So just stay with me on that. So let's see what the cards have to say for you. 1, 2, 3, and I'll give you 5 because I know that you paid for another reading. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So interesting. Ace of Wands, reverse, the Lovers, and the 6 of Cups. Listen, This is anybody who's got a moon in Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn, maybe Mars in Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Lots of karmic stuff, right? Venus going retrograde.
Venus in the 12th.
Oh my God. So yeah, this is super, 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 super karmic then if he's got Cat Venus in the 12th. That reminds me of like, I think is it Kobe's partner who might have that? Or she has like a Sun Neptune in the 12th. But Venus retrograde over his natal Venus, it's bringing up all of these soulmates, 12th house, past life, and people who come in to help him break through this feeling of separation from other people. So there's no guarantee they're going to stay. Venus retrograde's 40 days, about 6 weeks of people coming and going. Ace of Wands and the Lovers makes me feel like there's a situation going on where you're like, let me love you beyond physicality. It's not about sex. It's not about touch. Like there's something here that makes me feel like you're learning to connect in other ways, or that there is this sense of him being careful about the physical exchange and the physical connection. So there's something around that. If he's got Mars in Capricorn too, then it's like, dude, he's going to have Venus and Mars returns that are happening at the same time, the end of February, maybe going into March. So look for that as being a time when things become a little bit more clear. So amazing to be having Mars and Venus in the 12th house for him though, because it can be an extended period of time of like goddess worship. So it can be him about learning about the higher octaves of love and commitment and relationships beyond physicality, and learning to appreciate the beauty in somebody willing to help him heal. I see you as maybe somebody who's coming in to help him heal. Now, Ace of Wands reverse and the Lovers reverse can kind of talk about like missed connections, or maybe you guys are clearing some kind of karma from a past life where you guys missed each other, or you were not able to fulfill your love and your romance out in the world, so it's playing out again in the same way. So watch for the relationship being hidden or kept behind closed doors, or people not wanting to put a title on it. That's another way that I could see this manifesting. Six of Cups does talk a lot about this being a soul connection though, and somebody who's very familiar, warm, you welcome them in, they remind you of something from the past. This is super sexy. The Lovers reverse is also suggesting that this person can come in with the sole purpose of clearing karma from the past, but also in like helping you kind of break up the patterns of what's gone on in both of your guys' romantic relationships recently. And if like somebody's been in a dry spell, this will break it. If somebody's been going partner to partner to partner, this will be something that makes them kind of go, whoa, this is a really intense connection. Maybe I don't want to keep doing that. Now, the other two cards that I pulled for you are the Four of Pentacles and the Judgment card. So there's some decision that's going to be happening revolving around whether or not you're going to stay together, hold on to each other, or let go. To me, this feels like you're clearing something from the past where this is your last go round, or maybe on a soul level, it sounds kind of cheesy, but it's like, okay, we've done this a lot. We've lost each other a lot. We finally have come back together. Are we going to make the decision to make it work this time? Whether you guys choose to actually go deeper into a relationship or you actually separate, to me it seems like this is the last cycle that you're going to go through, and then you're no longer going to complete the karmic patterns. So it's important to assess where you're holding on too tightly to old patterns that you guys have played out karmically in the past. You may have visions or dreams or something that kind of comes up that reminds you of the past, that kind of gives you some insight as to where you're familiar. Meditating together or even past life regressions can be really helpful in giving you more insight into this connection. But the Judgment card says like you guys have to make a choice about moving forward. Now, if you break through this, I get the impression that somewhere around March, April of next year can be this big coming out that's like, and we're together in a very, very forward way. And we're no longer going to hide and be afraid of showing our love or what other people think, or other people who maybe we've been taking up with. Because both y'all might have been with people recently where you've gone round and round, and then you reconnect with each other in this lifetime and you go, holy shit, you're the real deal. And you realize that you're meant to be together, only to like make it Instagram, Facebook official, whatever in the new year. And everybody's like, whoa, they found somebody and they finally kind of stuck it out, or they finally committed. So there's something going on here that makes me feel like whatever decision you make, it's a big one, and it's clearing out past lifetimes of karma.
So resonates.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And Ari, I'm perfect. I was just daydreaming again. Which is crazy because Hera, who I'm about to read, said her Mars in Gemini is just all over the place and she can't get a handle on it. And so where is her mind at? What are we looking at? So other than that, you know, just speak on that. Hera, your Mars is squaring Neptune. So you don't want to have a hands-on on it. You kind of wanted to just kind of go all over the place. And it's going to be counterintuitive, but this is going to allow your Mars to just delve into uncharted territory. Now, to answer your question, we do have the Two of Wands. This is Mars in Aries reversed. We have the Ten of Swords upright, and we have the Three of Cups reversed. But we also have the Six of Wands. So, whoa. Right, this is right. So, as underlying theme, what you're doing is actually going to have you come into a lot of like success. But I don't know, the vibe I'm getting here, first of all, Two of Wands reverse is like with that Mars energy. Two of Wands is Mars in Aries. So reverse mirrors the Mars in Gemini. You don't really know what you want, because like in Gemini, you're downloading everything. You see every possibility. Mars in Gemini, like this square Neptune, is you can do an infinite number of things. And it's like, it doesn't really help you know what to do. The Ten of Swords especially is defeat. It's you kind of just scrapping something at present. But the Three of Cups reversed is all sorts of gossip, drama, and just like, you know, things kind of falling. So the reason why I want to be careful how I word this is all what's happening under the underlying theme of your victory. This is all the precipice of like you coming into the next level. And how I see this is, whereas you're looking for people to celebrate your success, you start to see hints of jealousy. You start to see people starting to hate. And I hope this isn't really true for you. It doesn't have to play out like this. This isn't anything you need to worry about. But I think you're going to kind of sniff out people who want you to win. It's kind of like something I saw on Instagram the other day. It's like people want you to be successful until you're successful.
And then they want to hate.
Then they want to hate.
But they still want to follow you.
But they still want to follow you. And I kind of see this Six of Wands. It's like people saw you, but they didn't expect for you to kind of make it the way you're about to and are making it. And so, you know, this doesn't have to be negative, by the way. It's just something that's going to be challenging. This doesn't have to apply to all your friends, and it doesn't have to be in this situation. But it's kind of interesting here, like, especially with the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords could be you kind of coming at the end of a difficult situation. But once again, like, the Three of Cups reverse is a falling out in a friendship. And I think it's because you realize certain people aren't on the same page as where you're taking this success. And I don't think that's going to be negative for you. I think it's just going to be clearing. You might still even be cool with these people, but it's just going to kind of change the scenario. So please keep me posted. Feel free to shoot me an email if this develops in a certain way, because I definitely like to know.
I want the tea.
I definitely want the tea. That's what I'm asking everyone I do readings for.
Thank you, Ari. We appreciate it. When I went to pay, it was not in Brazilian currency. It was in U.S. dollars. Yay, yay. I mean, I would take it, Brazilian currency, whatever. I'll take your money. Ari, do you have a question? Let us know. We appreciate.
Well, I think there's one more.
I know you pop in here. Yeah, we have Sophia.
Okay.
I know you pop in here and do donations.
The goddess Ari.
Thank you, Ari, for your support.
We love
spreading
you.
the goodies. Let us know if we can pull some cards for you. Hopefully that was helpful for you, Hera. Gemini tea, though.
Tea.
Let me read for Sophie really quick, and we'll see if Ari has any questions. Soph, what was your question? Let me see if I can find you here. Sophie said...
You guys still taking me around?
Where is she? I'd like to see one card for the Capricorn whose name starts with a D. The D. Cap's got the D.
Capricorns are irresistible in a sense, and I'm not really happy about that. It's universal, but it is what it is.
All right, Sophie, this one is for you to see Mr. Capricorn with the D. Oh, I feel this one. Two of Cups. Serving up the D and the T. Two of Cups, I feel like that's really sweet and like almost like an offer or a possibility for like
mutual
getting
sex?
Together. I mean love. Mutual sex, fucker. I mean, Two of Cups is more like, do you want to get a drink? Do you want to grab dinner? Do you want to get to know each other more? It's like this like sweet exchange and offering that you have with like the opportunity for you to be able to get to know somebody better. So I feel like this is like an introduction opportunity or, being able to exchange some of your perspectives, your ideas, asking somebody out on a date, asking somebody out in general, just to kind of move things along. I feel like what's interesting is it's mutual. So if you're like, it's a guy that I want to connect with, but he hasn't asked me out, it's mutual. The feelings are mutual. He's kind of like, well, is she interested? Both parties are kind of at a standstill right now and both want to engage further. So I would say Venus is in Capricorn. If this person's a Capricorn, there's a ton of planets in Capricorn. You may want to wait until Mercury gets into Capricorn here very shortly where there's going to be a lot of back and forth and communication. Very karmic time for Capricorns. Also very great for Pisces or Virgo risings because this is also about kind of getting back on the horse in terms of dating. I would say maybe giving this 2 days, 2 weeks talking more, engaging more, seeing if there's an offer, only to shift gears. And if like there isn't somebody who says, hey, let's go and hang out, do it, because he's super open to the invitation and getting to connect on a deeper level. And it can develop into partnership.
Yeah, that's very promising. To me, that's a guarantee that it'll be partnership.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Can't tell if he's interested. He is, but he can't tell if you're interested. But there is a mutual interest. So I would say give it 2 days, 2 weeks, but like I would definitely engage and say, let's go and grab a beer, or let's go out and have dinner, or let's do something. It needs to revolve around something.
Aquarian essence is learning she's the narrator and that everything she says manipulates reality. I love it. So I'm going to skip Starry so you can do her, and I'm going to do Aquarian essence.
Okay.
Bam. And that's what I love about Ari. Ari is so gangster. She's like, yeah, coming through, come and hook these people up. Yo, straight up. I love it. I love it. Okay. So Aquarian essence, we have the 9 of Swords. And this is the same thing with the Judgment. It's just whereas before I got the 9 of Swords reversed, Aquarian essence, you know, and that's why I love doing readings for Aqua. Y'all already know what I'm saying. Like nothing that I'm saying you don't know. So like, you know you being spiritually attacked. And not in that pseudo-scientific, like people are sitting by, just in the sense that like you have such a strong mind as a collective celestial, you pick up on the collective mind. And I think that anxiety and burden is weighing on you. As a lot of people don't know, especially with Saturn in Aquarius, to have an Aquarian mind means that you hear and pick up on all the thoughts in the universe or in the world around you in a collective sense. And that can be very taxing with Pluto behind your sun. And so Judgment is awakening you out of that. It's clearing away all that anxiety, and it's going to release you to your higher purpose. And I think that's beautiful. I also see reflexively, you're the Judgment whose words are awakening people out of their own inner sense of anxiety too. So I hope that resonated for you.
Sorry, if you have somebody that you want to give that to, let us know. Lilac got a reading, but we can throw that in somebody else's direction. Until then, I will do a reading for Starry because she's been super generous. Thank you for your donations. We appreciate it. Pull a couple cards for Starry just so she has some insight into what the cosmos has to say. What's her rising again? Do you remember?
Virgo.
And her sun?
Virgo rising, Pisces moon, Sag sun.
Ooh, I like the 7th
Super
house.
mutable. Yep.
Very mutable. All right, so this is going to be for Ari. 2, this one, 3, 4, 5.
Aquarian essence, I'm so glad it resonates. It's a very liberating, empowering message for you, so that's awesome.
Okay, Ari, we've got the Star card, the Lover's reverse, the King of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands, and the 7 of Swords.
Already got the Star card, wow.
Wow, so I see this as being like a situation where possibly there's a lot of like you reassessing what direction you're going with when it comes to some of your business stuff. Intuitively, I feel like telling you, like, I can tell that there's a lot of you engaging with other people. You know, the Lover's card and the Star card talks a lot about like going through a transition right now where you're doing a lot of healing revolving around trust and openness, or maybe you're sharing and teaching through experiences with other people. So like if you're giving readings, or if you're, you know, counseling or working with clients, there can be a sense of the Star card and the Lover's card of being like, I was in this situation once and this is kind of what happened to me. And working through that and being able to share some of your experiences with other people as a means for being able to deeper, you know, connect in a much deeper fashion. King of Wands and the 2 of Wands and the 7 of Swords makes me feel like this is also trusting in your own natural senses when it comes to direction with your work. And being in a situation where like possibly you're shifting gears and like realizing that you have a lot more talent or a lot more to offer than you were aware of. There's more tools in your toolbox. You're being kind of guided to make changes in regards to how you're handling money or finances or business. Perhaps there's some really powerful kind of collaborations that are coming for you in the new year with other people, and you're learning to kind of like trust again. So there can be this merger of like not just collaborating with other people, but just kind of really getting closer to some of the people that you're giving advice to on a day-to-day basis, and they become less like clients and more like friends or acquaintances and people that you're kind of getting a vibe for. If you've been feeling like your love life has been a little stifled or that there hasn't been a lot of that going on, it's almost like there's this healing and therapy that's coming through some of your relationships with other people, friendship-wise or professionally, that's teaching you how to trust again, or teaching you how to be more open and like seeing people and not just assuming that you're automatically going to get hurt or you're automatically going to get the short end of the stick. There's lots of opportunities for you to gain in resources, money, financially through collaborations with other people and learning to trust, but it needs to be people who are transparent and very clear and direct with some of their purpose. So it's like sorting and sifting through people who are like, let's be friends because they have, you know, some kind of business angle or connection in that sense. And really focusing more on people who want to expand community. Intuitively, I feel like also like the Star card in the Lovers reversed is like kind of saying that you're realizing that healing comes in waves, that it's not going to be all in one kind of situation. Like it's going to come in sequences. So you're kind of been working through this since June. It's kind of going clear until about February, March of next year. Be mindful of Capricorns or Virgos or Tauruses that come in that have a tendency to want to merge with you. Make sure that there's a lot of clarity, especially if it's going to be in a business sense, and anything in regards to money and finances and resources. It's like, keep your options open. Don't feel like you need to settle into any particular kind of partnership with anybody just because they physically show up, because I feel like there's going to be a couple people you're going to deal with where just because you can work with them and they have a following or they do have the ability to help you make money doesn't mean that you guys are in the same kind of perspective. So really pay attention to that. Thank you for your generosity. Hopefully that was helpful for you.
And finally, Shannon Southard. Yeah. Shout out to you, Shannon. Shannon actually gifted me this labradorite bracelet.
Ooh, magical.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
The manifestation stone.
There we go. Bam.
I feel like it's like QVC. We're just showing all the jewelry.
We have the 8 of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So this almost looks reversed. I'm going to kind of do both of the 8 of Swords reversed is leaving prematurely. So you want to make sure, it's like, you want to make sure, let's say you want to move out of LA, make sure you don't move, hypothetically, if you live in LA.
If you live in LA, get the fuck out of LA.
Right, but the reverse card is saying you might be leaving too prematurely. You don't want to leave too soon. And this is where if the Ace of Swords is reversed here, I almost get the sense where it's like you have to go back to finish unfinished business. But the 8 of Cups is usually you leaving. Reversed could even be talking about someone coming into town. But that's really the message I got for you. You feel like something is over and you're ready to walk away, but it's not done yet. And you don't have to wait at all too long. It's just like, and that the feeling I'm getting.
Guys, just leave.
The feeling I'm getting, right. The feeling I'm getting personally is like you've outgrown something. You've outgrown a clique, you've outgrown a group, but you're still the guiding light. So I feel like before you leave, you need to like, there we go. It's like you might have left something, but now the Ace of Swords gave you an epiphany, Shannon. And with this retrograde, you have to give that epiphany back, finish that, and then move on. So it's like you had to walk away. Now you have a new idea because you had the space. Now you're going back to put them in their place, and then boom. I love how that rhymed too. And yeah.
So we're going to call that a wrap. But those of you guys who were watching for pile 1, 2, and 3, I do want to give you your pick a card reading. Thank you guys for watching and staying with us. Super awesome. Those of you guys who have been super generous and donated to this channel, we appreciate it. We're fully self-funded. We're doing this on our free time. We're a 3-man team. You don't see all of us, but there is somebody else who's doing all the production and all the setup and everything.
Boss.
And thank you guys so much because you've made it possible for us to keep doing all these little extra podcasts and videos. We're coming up on like 50 something episodes. We've been here for a year. We love you so much. So think about your questions for pile 1, 2, and 3. Pick your card in advance in the chat. Let us know which one is it, 1, 2, or 3. Give you guys another minute or so. Shit. Guys, Mike is totally toned off. Big time. As am I. Okay, here we go. So if you guys are somebody who picked pile number 1, here is your card, the Queen of Cups reversed.
Saucy.
Are you intuitive or are you crazy? Queen of Cups reversed, can we talk about being in your feelings, drinking, overthinking, feeling a little emotionally stifled, not sure where you're meant to turn? Or being in a situation where it's just like you're really trying to see your way out of an emotional situation. Emotions can turn sour with that card. So it's really telling you to like turn inward, reflect on your emotions. How you're feeling and what you're interpreting intuitively may not make sense right now. So there's a lot of like, why am I feeling like this if everything's fine? It's telling you to turn inward and really reflect on those emotions. And this is a card that's still a positive card. Queen of Cups is positive, but it needs to be flipped upright. So there's some need to do more emotional nurturing or kind of tuning in for things to better make sense. If you picked card number 2, we've got the 7 of Pentacles. That talks a lot about planning, strategy, thinking things through, emotions, or things relating to going in the direction of like planning the future investments, future business, health, wellness. This is also a little bit of like really needing to take cautious, strategic measures when it comes to planning for the future. So it's like, if I buy this stock, is it going to pan out? If I plant this garden, is it going to grow? If I start this relationship and invest in this way, is it going to pan out? So it's saying practice moderation, practice awareness, and really being very careful before fully jumping into anything involving time or resources.
Ari, I got the 10 of Pentacles for you. It's billionaire status. And I picked number 2. That was so accurate.
And if you picked pile number 3, you get the Hanged Man. Feeling a little suspended, stuck in between, thinking things through, not being sure, being confused, needing to turn to meditation or self-reflection, feeling like you're in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, and the need to really take a step back before making a choice. One thing I would say is that this is the card that talks about Pisces or Neptune, so it's really important for you to look at what's going on with those areas of your chart. Neptune's in Pisces right now. The Hangman can also be talking about an enlightenment period and realizing that you are stuck or suspended in a situation for good reason, that there's almost like a need for you to fully integrate the spiritual lessons of whatever is happening. Not a time to move, more a time to kind of ground and reflect before making a bigger decision. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and your generosity and being here with us midweek on a hump day. We love you so much. Please don't forget to hit that bell button and subscribe so you get alerts so you know when we are going live or when we're doing
hit that like button.
videos.
We see 38 watching and 5 likes, so let's show our presence.
Yes, please do like it. And also, if you guys haven't already seen the video that we did on Venus retrograde in Capricorn, check it out. We give you all the most important dates so you're aware, because the Pluto conjunction is heating up this week. If you guys want to see more episodes, give us a like, give us a comment, let us know what you want to learn more about. And if you want to book a personal reading with us, myself or Mike, you can find Mike at The Peace Stealer or me at Beyond the Veil Tarot and Astrology. We both have our own channels. We both offer services. Check out our website. And if you'd like to get a reading for 2022, please do. Otherwise, we will see all of you guys very soon.
Boom.